Well, hello everybody. This is Dave. Just a quick catch up. I'm recording this afternoon, enjoying the rest of or should I say, the last of the warm summer sun in the conservatory. It's been a lovely afternoon. I've had a busy day today. Had an early start. Had a committee meeting at the country club where my rifle range meets. Came back, did a couple of jobs down at the range. Came back, had a bit of cold chicken, and I thought I'd sit in the lounge in the conservatory, enjoy a glass of cider and have a quick chat. Really regarding the difficult really to know the best way about this because what's gone on in the last 2 weeks in particular, but over this weekend more importantly, where lots of people have decided to dox the people. Now, I don't agree with doxing people at all. I think it's wrong. I think anybody that's been doxed, they shouldn't have been doxed. And likewise, all those people that have been doxed over this particular weekend who have doxed other people um, are showing what scumbags they are. That's the only thing I can say. They're scumbags. If it's a case of, well, I've been doxed, I don't care, you should know better. And I've got to say honestly, I don't really think that this is going to end well. Things will escalate, and those people that have had been put out and inconvenienced over the last few days, it certainly reinforced a split when I was hoping that maybe people could start to heal the rift between factions, but that's now beyond repair. Where you go from here, I really don't know, and to be quite honest with you, I really don't care. Um, I've become disenchanted with a lot of people on here. That's why I've pulled myself away from being involved with some channels. But what I did here over the weekend is that some people that I used to, I wouldn't say be friendly with, but used to talk to, the glee in their voice with the way that they're so pleased to be able to give out someone's information, uh, it just surprises me, and more importantly, it just disappoints me so much when people that you like to think have some sort of degree of intelligence really show themselves up for being, like I said, scumbags, and that's you deserve the YouTube that you create for yourselves, and that's where we're at the moment. Information gatherers, it seems to be the new power, doesn't it? And YouTube is the new matrix, if you like, of life these days. Now, for some people, they must spend nearly all day on the internet. I've had a couple of days off my feet, not feeling too good, so I was able to spend a couple of late nights listening to a few things that I normally wouldn't do, and I wish I hadn't, to be perfectly honest, because I was totally shocked, absolutely shocked that the information that was happily given and was giggled about and laughed about and have this and have that, names and addresses, phone numbers, company names, and everybody now will probably try to justify doxing people but for all those that have been doxed previously, I'm not sorry that I can't apologise for other people because it had nothing to do with me. But I can only sympathise with anybody that has been doxed. But for those people that have been doxed, for them to get together and target other people and just do a mass drop of information, it's just unforgivable. And like I say, this is not going to end well. And I'm sure that there'll probably be some knocks at the door. And I don't necessarily mean from the police, you know. and people get the YouTube that you deserve. We all create hopefully a happy medium, but it's gone very toxic. And YouTube hasn't done that. It's the people that use it have made it like it is. YouTube has just created a medium for us to use, and some people have abused it. And I think we're certainly getting two sort of levels of YouTubers, creators, or listeners, if you like. There's lots of people that do like to listen. I used to be one of those people that used to enjoy, but I became aware that some people that I used to listen to changed their changed into something that I wasn't happy with, if you like, and alliances were created and groups were formed, and I just felt this is not for me. So I sort of moved away. Quite happy to do what I do. The odd this little bits and pieces I'm doing today is a bit of a giggle for me. I don't mind doing this. I quite enjoy having a chat, chewing the cud, whatever you want to call it, sharing my day and giving something back into YouTube. Whereas, like I say, I've been um, not a contributor over the last couple of 3 years, but since I've been involved with it, I've listened to a lot more than I've given back into it. But I try to keep my output relatively toxic free, and that's easy to do for me anyway. And but over the last weekend, it's been quite an eye opener for me that how difficult some people find it not to be. It's as if being toxic is the new entertainment. Uh, I don't really know what to say and about it all, but where will it go from here now that everybody's had their fair share of doxing people, being unpleasant? Um, now that most people know where everybody lives, what will be the next thing that people start to do? We've already heard of people getting taxis coming round to their places, and takeaway food deliveries are being involved. Um, the old adage of um, people getting cloned accounts, that one's pretty much worn out now. So whatever the new thing on YouTube will be, it will be something interesting other than all the other stuff because there's not much more that people can do that hasn't been done before. People like to remain private for a reason, and for people to get information and share it, I just think is wrong. I think it's wrong, but that's just my opinion. But to for others to do that, and then for those people that have been doxed, as I say, to repeat it to others. Some of those people that were doxed over the weekend had nothing to do with anything else. They were just some people on here are just plain and simple nasty people. And I'm sure that there are a lot of nasty people listening to this now that just thinking serves them right. I don't care. Well, people do care, and people that do that sort of thing, hopefully they will find peace. They're going to relegate themselves to finding a level where all they attract is people that are of a similar mindset. And some of the panels that you go on now listening to, I don't go on any of the panels so much, but most of the people that are on the panels are all of the same mindset, and they just if you were to take all the swear words out of their vocabulary, they wouldn't have a lot to say, which is a shame because it'd be nice to hear what people are saying rather than using swear words and expletives and all the rest of it. But they don't bring anything new to the table. It's just all the venom, all the violent outbursts, but they don't bring anything to the table but that. I think it's a reflection of their personal lives. They must be very angry, to bring all that anger into a platform where you're talking to complete strangers. Nobody knows. When everybody first went onto the internet or YouTube, none of us knew each other. Alliances are created. Friends do. They do. Friendships are made, and people only know each other through YouTube most of the time. And when people do get on panels, they get like half a dozen or so, and they all go on other people's channels, but the same people get on there. So it doesn't matter who the panel host is. It's the same old, same old. And I don't know what the outcome will be, but with the once everybody's doxed, what will be the new way to upset people? That's one thing. Is what is next? In my opinion, I honestly think that things will escalate where people will start to get knocks at the door. That's my personal thing. Hopefully, it doesn't come to that, but some of the people that do create this drama must be prepared to receive a knock at the door. And like I said, it won't necessarily be from the police. YouTube should be a platform where people should enjoy the interaction, and not create drama and be so unpleasant. Why are people are so unpleasant? I just don't understand. We all should have a giggle. That's the main thing that drew me to YouTube. Initially, it was I found a lot of the YouTube DIY things interesting, and then I discovered that this side of YouTube was available, and started to listen to some of the um, DIY programs, and then I realised that you can actually listen to other people that make their own content, and that's eventually, I suppose, what I started to do. But it's left quite a backwash of people who have nothing better to do than to just be plain and simply nasty. And yeah, good luck to you all. And you know, and I just hope that, as they say, karma comes around, doesn't it? And but it is what it is. And I'm just quite happy to sit back, not listening to an awful lot of it. Last couple of days, I've watched a few bits and pieces, and you know, it, it shocked me to be quite honest. It's absolutely shocked me. I didn't realise that people were so unpleasantly toxic towards each other, and would go to any lengths, forming alliances to find information, and all happily to gleefully laugh and joke about doxing people's addresses. You know, but that's the new way to hurt people now, isn't it? To find their information and release it. Um, but yeah, so excuse me. And on that note, I'm just going to clear my throat and have a glass, I'll have a sup of my cider. So excuse me for a moment. Yes, so as I said, I was up early this morning. I had an early start at the rifle range committee meeting. Um, that was started about 9 o'clock. Got back home about 12. And we decided to do a couple of bits and pieces at the range. And I said I would go in this afternoon to do a bit of measuring up, and I'll be going back in tomorrow to do those modifications in the clubhouse, which would be good. So I shall look forward to going out tomorrow. And apparently the forecast for the rest of the week is not too good, but I've enjoyed a sitting in the afternoon, this afternoon in particular, in the conservatory, and it's currently 24 degrees, and it's just coming up to 10 to 5 in the afternoon. It's mainly clear blue sky. So this is, like I say, a recording. I didn't really want to do this live, but I will do it when it does go out. I will watch along, and depending on the sort of reaction that comes with it, I might pick it up and go live straight afterwards. But we'll see. But thank you so much for everybody that's taken the time to subscribe. All the new subscribers. I'm not sure where you all come from or coming from, but thank you for taking the time in particular to subscribe. As I always say, that this is the content on here particularly is of Olympic standard drivel, and it's something that you all seem to enjoy. But it's just me chatting into a microphone, having a quick glass of cider. So chin chin, everybody. Thank you for popping by, and I may well go on later tonight on the other channel, a bit late on the late night channel, around about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock maybe. But for the moment, I'm just going to waffle on and enjoy the rest of the afternoon while I can. I think the evenings are starting to get a bit hit and miss now with the temperatures, so it's probably be one of the last nice afternoons that I can enjoy sitting outside in the conservatory. Although it's always nice to get outside, isn't it? Especially in the it's always a bit warmer in the conservatory than it is, but not going to be able to enjoy too many afternoons, especially with the winter coming on. But hopefully things are well where you are, wherever you are in the world, and especially in the UK. And like I say, do hope that everything will settle down. I can't see it. My honest opinion is things will just keep getting worse. The platform needs to be more regulated by the people that use it, and you should be more respectful of the platform that is given to us free. But it's not there to be freely used for abusing other people. People make things personal, and it should never get to be like that. But it is what it is. And I think you've either got to be adult and walk away, or just agree to disagree. Or if you can't agree to disagree and you've got differences, then move on. Just move on, move away. This is what I've done. I'm not sure if it's good for other people. It's certainly good for me. I'd quite happily leave all those toxic people behind me. They owe me nothing. I owe them nothing. Um, we used to have interactions, which used to be fun, and then it stopped being fun, so I moved on. That's the reason I wanted to do something like this. But YouTube for me is it's not improving itself. You've either got to stay in the pool of scumbags, and there seem to be more scumbags every day, and I mean scumbags in the right possible way. I don't like to be unpleasant, but that's the most descriptive word that I'm prepared to say at the moment. Scumbags, you know, scumbags all the way. And I'm just so disappointed that people feel the need to go to those levels. What do you get out of it? What's the end game? Um, it's beyond me. But I think now it's beyond repair. People can't be trusted anymore. You talk to people, you think you're being open and above board, and then the next thing you know, your phone call or your interaction with somebody's been clipped, taken out of context, and you know, all of a sudden you're under attack for no reason at all, uh, for an innocent conversation that you've had privately. It's been released by someone else, which is another thing. People, that's another thing. People are going, I've got a conversation of you 2 or 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I'm going to clip it, and it goes on the internet. And uh, who on earth records and keeps phone conversations? Once all this goes on the internet, all the original stuff, I just delete everything. I've got no copies of anything I've done. Anything that's on the internet has been from the original source has been deleted. I don't keep any of it. If it gets lost, it gets lost. It can all be replaced. It can all be replaced. But there we are. It'd be interesting to listen to anybody else's thoughts on comments below. In the end, when this does go out, but that's just my thoughts on everything at the moment, especially with YouTube. And it seems to be the same people, and you'll probably get 3 or 4 providers that you'll get the same half a dozen people that go on. But all of the doxing and all the unpleasantness isn't done on their own channel. Another thing now is the next thing now is people striking each other's channels. Now I can understand that if somebody's using information or someone else's content, if you ask somebody like I've done in the past, and they just blatantly disregard it, I just can't be bothered with them anymore. To say I don't want you to use my stuff, and they just put it up and clip it, but they still use it, then they got no boundaries. If you're going to use someone else's stuff, at least have the decency to say, "Can I have your permission?" If it's reviewed, that's fine. But to put yourself to review, is there really any need to review someone's review? And then you get someone else review the reviewers, and it's just like you'll get a 2-hour video that's been seen 6 or 7 times with about 14 hours worth of content, which is as drivelous as it was the first time. Um, I just think that's the new thing, isn't it? A review of a panel. And of course, the next thing is a lot of people nowadays what they do is they put a video on and then they put it on private. Most people record it if they want to record what you're doing. Like anything I do, if it goes on, I don't put anything on private. Everything stays on there. And if I decide to take anything down, it's because I've deleted it, not because I put it on private. So I think pretty much everything I've ever put out is findable on the chat. Even the early stuff that I put out from the when I put 1 or 2 things out on the rifle range when I first started to use StreamYard on my phone. There was 30-second clips just to use it on the phone and all that sort of stuff. But everything else I've put out is there right back from the beginning, and this is what I'd like to call as original. Not that I've got anything original to put on, apart from my views, which are important to me. And I mean, I'm not criticizing anybody in particular, but those people that do docs, you know, you know who you are. Even those people that docs that will never listen to this, you know. Um, I'm not saying I told you so, but at the end of the day, this just won't end well. Where it will end, I just don't understand where. As far as I can aware, there's a new bill coming out, isn't there, about all this sort of stuff. But who's going to police it? You know, are people going to go to the police because people are responding to hurty words? That their response was that it's tit for tat. Who started it? It doesn't matter. If you say hurty words to somebody else and they reply, and the person that gets the reply goes to the police, once the police look at it all, they're just going to say, "What the hell are you doing? You should be doing something a bit more productive with your time." And it's just going to tie more police up doing all this rubbish, looking at stuff that they should. You should, people would like to think we're all adults here, but some of the stuff that, you know, especially some of the language, and yeah, yeah, it just surprised this weekend in particular. Like I say, it surprised me so much, and that's particularly why I just go on a few things now and say hello, in the chat. But I listen to a little bit, and once it starts to go a bit off or awry, or you get one or two people on the panel that continually overtalk, or they get a bit leery or unpleasant, then it's time for me to move on. And there are plenty of other channels out there if you know where to look. Um, it's having the wherewithal. Do you want to get out of the rut as a listener that you are in? Do you want to continually listen to the same old rubbish, or would you prefer maybe to go on to a different realm of content providers that may be more suitable for the content that you're looking for, that you might enjoy more than listening to all those people that are just nasty, nasty people. And then you get all the other people that sit in the background and use sock accounts. Yeah, there's lots of those, aren't there? Lots of people using sock accounts. But it is what it is. And I suppose that everybody that sits in these circles that continually stays here will get the YouTube that you deserve. And if you're quite happy to wallow in all this soup of rubbish, then it's our own fault for listening to it. So on that, folks, it's just coming up to somewhere in the region of around about 28 minutes, which I can't believe I've waffled on for. So thank you all for taking the time to listen. I've enjoyed sitting in the conservatory listening to nothing but absolutely nothing. It's been a lovely afternoon. I've enjoyed it immensely, sitting in the sunshine in the conservatory and just enjoying the relaxing time and the last few remaining days of what we can only describe as the last warm evenings of the year, particularly now that autumn is definitely here. So I'm going to wrap this up in about a minute and a half, call it a day at 30 minutes. It's been really quite depressing, I suppose, listening to me ramble on. But it's explains my personal view about YouTube at the moment, especially with those people that are continually happy to listen to all this stuff, but don't make their own content. Trying to fight back a little bit and just say to everybody, just pull it back a little bit and make the content a little bit less controversial and argumentative. And people that work in the background continually putting in little daggers everywhere under sock accounts. It's just not nice. Nasty people, and there's lots of people out there that are just nasty. Should be a fun platform. When people go on other platforms, this is the only one I use. I'm not interested in going anywhere else because all the toxicity goes from one place to another. I'm sure that every platform is exactly the same. Some platforms may well be more um, flexible in what they allow, what you can do and say. I do know that YouTube does have some respect with what is reportable, and they do act quickly if things are reported properly. But for a platform that is free for all content providers, how it's got so toxic is down to the people that use it. That's the providers, but most importantly, the listeners for listening to it, not kicking back, and they should be saying, "Look, you're just talking a lot of old tosh. Can you cut this out or do that, or alternatively, just move on to a better platform, or not a better platform, but another content provider." I've had a look around over the weekend, and there are lots of places to go, but it's difficult to draw away from those people that you do enjoy going to. But eventually, you will get the drifters that come in, and the doxers, and all the nasty people. They seem to follow around just like a bad smell. You just can't get rid of them, you know. So anyway, folks, that's it from me today. I will be listening along to this a little bit later, so that's my thoughts on it. I can't really be more. Um, what's the word? I can't really tell you any more about it other than just to let you know how disappointing it is for me, because I got bored with listening to a lot of stuff quite some time ago. And that's really why I started to do what I'm doing now, is just to, you know, I always like to listen to YouTube more as an audio rather than audio and visual. Because quite often when I do have YouTube on, it's I just turn the on my tablet. I just turn the or the vision off and just let it play on in the background. So that's my preference. I do like to listen. Um, but yeah, but policing of the platform should be really down to more. The, the thing is that the content providers are happy to put out content that is controversial, unpleasant, and people seem to be drawn to it. So, from my point of view, the listeners will get what they deserve if they enjoy that sort of content that is controversial. Fair play, enjoy what you enjoy. But over the weekend, I did listen to one or two channels that I haven't listened to for quite some time. Um, and to be honest, what I did hear was quite shocking. And I'm just glad I don't go to those channels anymore. Not that I was particularly interested in them that much in them. But I think it's probably about 10 months, 8 to 10 months. Um, I listened to one or two channels this weekend in particular. But I hadn't been on for quite some months, as I say, and I wasn't impressed, and I was very, very disappointed with especially over the weekend, with the way and the glee and the absolutely delightful way that people were happily throwing out people's addresses and their phone numbers, and you know, shame on you all for doing that. You know, nobody deserves that. Even those people that have been doxxed, that made a big bone about it over the weekend to dox other people. And I would imagine they would say, "Well, I got doxxed. Why? What's wrong with me doing that to everybody else?" But it's just not nice. It's not nice, and that's my two pence worth on it. So here we go. It's 35 minutes coming up now. So I'm going to wrap it up and call it a day. And I'll watch along a bit later when this goes out this evening. And depending on what sort of reaction I get from it, I might pick it up later to do a live directly afterwards. So we'll see. So thanks for taking the time, everybody, to listen to me going on for nearly 35 minutes, waffling along, driveling on, and giving you content of absolute Olympic style drivel. thank you all once again. And we will catch up on the next one. If not, it will be the one after that. But enjoy the evening, folks. And I hope you've had a lovely Sunday. It's been absolutely delightful to catch the last of the summer sun. And as I'm sitting in the conservatory now, it is 9 minutes past 5, and I can see the moon. It's absolutely lovely. So if things stay as they are, if it stays like this, I might get my big camera out and take some photographs because I do enjoy some lunar photography. So anyway, there we have it, folks. Have a lovely afternoon and evening, and we'll catch up on the next one.